Hello, my name is Jason Johnson, and my topic for today will be Martin Luther King Jr., who had a major impact on civil rights in America. For this subject, I'll be using an online source along with 4 peer-reviewed articles to support what I have to show you today. Martin Luther King was a Baptist minister and civil rights activist known for his promotion of nonviolent protest, efforts at bringing people together against racism, and his I Have a Dream speech. His progression through life shows that it's necessary to fight against inequality, and he left a mark on the nation that I am thankful for, which has impacted many Americans with the use of his talking points, gatherings, and means of protest. I will now discuss his path to becoming the man we recognize today. He was born in Atlanta, Georgia on January 15, 1929 under the name of Michael King Jr., according to biography.com. He took the name we most commonly know him by today after his father chose the name of the Protestant figure Martin Luther. His father helped to instill him with beliefs that prejudice and inequality based off of race and class was wrong and an ungodly example of what to exhibit in a person. He became a pastor in 1954 after having 4 children, and he became active in the civil rights movement to fight racism through multiple marches and protests. His life was, however, cut short when he was assassinated by James Earl Ray, serving as a wake-up call, his life and death inspiring more action to be taken, leaving him remembered as one of the most inspirational African-American and civil rights leaders. Now that I have shown you a bit of the path that he's taken, I will tell you of some inspiring lessons to take from his example. Few of these are that violence is not always the best cause of action against opposition, and he inspired me to take the stance that as long as enough people are willing to make change, hope still remains for the future, and that taking risk is necessary at times to make change. Now that I have given you some of the lessons that he has to give that can help us to aim higher, I will tell you the importance of some of his further actions. Through these actions, he served as a guide to those in need. He identified 3 ways to react to oppression, according to Ron Large's article, Martin Luther King Jr., Ethics, Nonviolence, and Moral Character. One is to stand idly by and do nothing and allow everything to happen to you. The second being violent acts which would only hurt the cause and lead to more problems in the future. And the third, which is to use nonviolent means of protest such as boycotts, sit-ins, and marches to get the message across that enough is enough. And he also encouraged others to stand against racism no matter how tough the opposition happened to be. He faced danger and threats, but he continued to persevere. Both himself and other civil rights activists faced risk of incarceration and physical force. According to Melbourne Cummings and Lindy Niles' article, King as Persuader, Facing the Ultimate Sacrifice, he had to deal with many threats to himself and his family since the beginning. He participated in things such as the march through Selma, where the marchers were set upon by Alabama state troopers and forcibly driven into the black part of town, according to Richard King's article, The Civil Rights Movement, a Retrospective. He and his followers remained true to nonviolent protests, continuing to act in order to defend equality. His speeches and ways of organizing events, along with his participation in them, encouraged more people to stand against racism, and he became known as one of the most predominant and important civil rights leaders, serving as a major catalyst for reform. His efforts helped me by encouraging me to move towards the future instead of standing by to accept things for the way they are, teaching me the usefulness of nonviolence to oppose corruption, and showing me that banding together to achieve important and life-changing goals can cause them to be realized. He inspired a vision of hope, justice, and equality for all, which is from Carathy Edwards' article, Remembering Martin Luther King Jr., and people today can relate to being left out over physical traits that they had no control over, and the fact that the heart of the individual is more important. He also encouraged others to stand up against discrimination in hopes of unity, and he taught me to never give up when people are against me and to stand for what I believe in. In conclusion, Martin Luther King Jr. showed me the value in nonviolence and standing for my beliefs without backing down. Without his help, America would be very different than it is today, and he showed me the value of courage, along with the importance that it holds. Last but not least, he showed me that with enough support, nothing is out of reach. And here are my sources, and that's the end of my presentation.